Hi everybody, Ryan Grant here, and in today's video I'm going to be taking you guys through Progressive Overload 101. How to progressive overload, what is it, what are the benefits of it, why is it important towards muscle growth, the two ways you need to be progressively overloading, how to actually carry them out, all of that gold stuff. So before we just get into this video really quickly, I would love it if I could invite you guys into my very own free online community, which helps skinny guys in particular bulk and gain muscle as efficiently as possible. And the reason why I'm helping this demographic is because I was once a skinny guy myself. I was once a skinny guy here, and now I've completely changed my life through the gym, and I want to help others do the exact same thing. So if that sounds interesting to you and you want my help beyond these YouTube videos, then it's going to be the top link in the description. But without further ado, enough for the waffle, let's get into this video. So what is progressive overload and why is it important before we go into how to actually do it? So progressive overload in the gym refers to increasing the difficulty of the exercises in order to stimulate muscular hypertrophy, in other words, muscle growth. And progressive overload is carried out through primarily two different ways, and I'm going to get into these more in detail a little bit later. But the first way is through increasing the weight and the repetitions you do, and then the second one is through intensity. And as I just said, I'll get into that later, so don't worry. That information isn't going to go running anywhere, okay? So progressive overload is extremely important towards muscle growth because it consists of shocking the muscle with something that it's not used to. And progressive overload is super important because without it, you are going to struggle to, it's going to be very challenging to progress and put on muscle and increase strength. And as a matter of fact, you most likely won't if you do not progressive overload. And this is because progressive overload consists of shocking the muscle, alright? Your muscles will be forced to adapt through progressive overload. And this is because, as I said, you increase the difficulty of the exercises you are doing. Therefore, you, as I said, shock the muscle with things that you've never done before. For example, you increase the weight and you increase the reps. You give the muscle weight. You give the muscle resistance to act against that it's never acted against before. In other words, you lift with the weight you've never lifted with before, and you do more reps than you, for example, last week. That is going to shock the muscle, and because you have done something that the muscle is not used to, the muscle is going to be forced to adapt to return bigger and stronger so it can handle that next time. But little do your muscles and your body know, you are going to be continuously increasing the difficulty of the exercises. Therefore, that is how muscle growth is stimulated. You force your muscles to adapt, you shock the muscle by doing stuff it's not used to, therefore it has to be forced to come back bigger and stronger in order to handle that. But as I just said, little does it know, you're going to keep doing that, alright? So that is what progressive overload is. And if you don't necessarily progressive overload, so you keep the same weights, you keep the same reps, you keep the same intensity, then because nothing changes, your body isn't going to change either. If the sets or the reps or the weight doesn't increase, then why does that give your body a reason to change? Why does that give your muscles a reason to grow bigger? It doesn't, because you're not forcing anything to adapt. And this is because you're not challenging, you're not giving your muscles any challenge, because you're doing the same shit different week that it's used to, You know the old saying, train insane or remain the same? It literally applies, because if you train the same, you will remain the same, okay? So that is what progressive overload is. It's just increasing the difficulty of the exercises you do each time in order to, obviously stimulate muscle growth and strength. And obviously it's important. So now let's get into the two main ways you can be progressively overloading. So weights and reps. With the weights, it just consists of increasing the weights whenever the previous weight started to feel easy, comfortable, and you got to the top of your rep range. You've got to have rep ranges for your exercises, okay? And what this allows you to do is it acts as a guide for progressive overload, okay? So you want to be starting out with a weight that is, efficient enough so you can perform the amount of reps at the bottom of the rep range. So for example, if you had a rep range of 6 to 10 reps on an exercise, you would want to start out by picking a weight that is going to allow you to get 6 reps. And then what you carry on doing is you keep working on that weight over time until you get to the top of that rep range. So if you had a 6 to 10 rep range, you would keep working until you get to 10 reps. And then when you get to 10 reps and it feels pretty good, then you would increase the weight and you'd start that cycle again. Picking a heavier weight where you get 6 reps and then you work up to 10 reps and then you start again, 6 reps, 10 reps, start again, 6 reps, 10 reps, and all of that good stuff. And it doesn't have to just be that rep range as well. You can do it with, 10 to 12 reps, 12 to 15 reps, 4 to 6 reps if you really wanted to, okay? And that is how you progressively overload it with the weights and the reps. And one thing in particular that is absolutely crucial with progressive overload and muscle growth, and to ensure that you're actually doing this properly, is that you retain good form with your exercises. This is super important, because obviously we perform exercises in order to stimulate muscle growth, right? So you've actually got to be performing them right, because if we're not, then all we're doing is just simply moving weight around, and we're just going to be increasing our ego, that's not the size of our muscles, okay? So if you find when you increase a weight that your form has been sacrificed as a consequence, then what I would highly suggest for you is to maybe just reduce the weight by the next one down if you've increased the weight too much, okay? Because form is super important, all right? So now on to the second way you can be progressively overloading in order to stimulate muscle growth and to increase your strength. So intensity, and this can refer to two different things, the speed at which you do things and the physical effort that you put in order to do something, all right? And in this situation, in order to increase the intensity of your gym sessions, what you can be doing is just slowly reducing the the time between rest periods that you take between your sets. So for example, if you took 2.5 minutes rest between a set of lateral raises last week with the 12 kilo dumbbells, what you can do, instead of increasing the weight, you can reduce the rest time in order to increase the intensity. So instead of resting for 2.5 minutes, as you did last week, what you can do this week is just rest for 2 minutes and then do the same weight. And if you actually end up getting the same reps with the same weight but with less rest time, then you've progressively overloaded because you've increased the intensity. If you do 2 sets on incline dumbbell press with, I don't know, 40 kilo dumbbells or 20 kilo dumbbells, for example, and you rest for 2 minutes, what you could do maybe next week is rest for 1.5 minutes. And then if you get the same amount of reps or maybe just one less, then you're still progressively overloading because you've reduced the rest time. Therefore, you're going to be putting more stress on your body, and your body is going to be working harder for the reps. It's going to be putting more effort in. Therefore, you're going to be progressively overloading and training efficiently. So that is basically what I wanted to cover with you guys. It's not too much, and I hope I haven't kept you, and I hope you guys haven't fallen asleep, on your phone or your laptop watching this video. I hope you guys have enjoyed, and if you have, and if you're going to start implementing progressive overload into your sessions, it would genuinely mean a lot to me, and it would help me out a lot if you could drop a like, a comment, any positive feedback, what was good about this video, what you think I could have improved, any information I've missed maybe, let me know down in the comments. I don't get too many, so I'll most certainly read them and reply to you. And of course, if you if you want to stay around my YouTube channel, I upload every Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday, then a subscription would also go a long way as well. And just to remind you guys before I let you go, my free community will be in the top link in the description if you're a guy who wants to bulk and gain weight and get huge in 2025. So without further ado, I will see you guys in the next video.